Hey guys, it's me, Mario, and today we are going to continue Beast Quest, the golden armor. Claw, the giant monkey. How y'all doing today? Hope you're doing well. It is very hot out here. Prologue of Claw the Giant Monkey. The air was hot and humid. The market trader mopped his brow and stared into the thick mass of jungle trees before him. It reminded him of rotten black teeth. Heavy vines hung down like snakes. "Do we have to go there?" asked the boy at the trader's side. "Is there no other way? We've traveled hundreds of miles." We traveled hundreds of miles for the ruby kaya fruit. The trader reminded his assistant. "It grows nowhere else in Naventia, only here in the dark jungle." "But aren't there monsters who live here?" "That's what people say," the boy whispered. Everyone in Naventia knew the terrors of the dark jungle. Creatures that plucked men from the ground and ate them whole. Plants whose rich scent would overwhelm a person at 20 paces. Few dared to enter, and fewer still returned. Rumors to frighten honest men. "Rumors to frighten honest men," said the trader with a wave of his hand. "It is true the ruby Gaia possesses meticulous powers?" the boy asked. The trader nodded. "One bite of its sweet red flesh brings courage to the fates. One bite of its sweet red flesh brings courage to the giant-hearted and strength to the weak," he said. "It is only ever seen at the king's table, and fetches a prize beyond gold." He glanced at his young assistant. "But we must keep our heads if we are to harvest it. Do you understand?" The boy swallowed his fear and nodded. They entered the jungle side by side. At once the light grew dim. The ground was marshy beneath their feet, and there was a stench of rotting vegetation. Birds screamed and wheeled overhead. Great tree ferns arched above them. Their leaves are bright and poisonous green. The trader gazed at the fleshy jungle flowers that hung in ropes from the trees. They smelled overripe and dangerous. He forced all thoughts of creatures and deadly scents from his mind. But he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. A branch crashed to the ground. The trader whirled, pulling his knife from its sheath in one swift movement. But all he saw were shadows. They walked on. Soon they found themselves wading through a foul-smelling swamp. The thick pungent water lapped at their knees. The trader clenched his teeth to stop himself from trembling. Who knew what vile creatures lurked at his feet? He wanted to weep with relief when they touched solid ground again. "We must press on," he said. The boy crawled out of the swamp. Leeches, he dubbed. Leeches, he sobbed. They're all over my legs. The trader prized the leeches from the boy's bare ankles and with the blade of his knife. Shuddering, he did the same to the bloodsuckers on his own limbs. The dark jungle was a terrible, sickening, stinking place. He would be glad to leave. Once he had found the fruit he sought. They moved on shafts of sunlight seemed to drip to the ground like venom. Monkeys chattered in the highest treetops above them. It sounded as if they were laughing. At last, through the ferns, the trader glimpsed a cluster of trees with green, waxy leaves and clump red fruits. His heart leaped. The ruby Goya. The trader hauled himself into the dearest tree, laughing with delight. "Come on, boy," he called behind him. "This fruit is ripe for the picking. Where are you?" He looked back over his shoulder. The boy had disappeared. Uneasy now, the trader glanced around the clearing. Something was not right. There was a scuffling sound in the undergrowth, and then a scream. The trader froze. Suddenly a fist of snarled claws shot out of the foliage and grabbed the fruit from the trader's hand. The man screamed as a hairy face with bloodshot eyes emerged from behind the green leaves. Huge limbs curled back to reveal thick yellow teeth. "Boy," the trader croaked, "run!" Then his eyes darted to the jungle floor, and what he saw made his blood run cold. All All that remained of the companion were strips of torn linen from the boy's tunic. Slowly the trader looked back at the beast. It was too late for escape. He howled as a long, thick tail with a deadly claw on its tip flickered out and wrapped itself around his waist. The trader's scream echoed around the jungle clearing. Then he was gone. And that was the prologue. Hope you guys understood a word I was saying, because the other choice was either in a van or out here, so hopefully the audio is good, and my eyes. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell as well. If you want to, you can if you want to. I mean, you can't if you don't, but I don't really know. You can. I can see when people aren't subscribed, so please do. And I hope I will see you in the next one. And I hope I'll be in my room next time as well. Alright. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you'll subscribe and all that. Okay. Bye-bye.